Oh, there we go. Hello. Sorry, didn't turn on my mic. Let me know if you can hear me. All well and good. There is still music playing in the background, not the current track, but a different one. So let me know if the sound is good. Welcome to a random stream on a Friday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. And yeah, this won't be, hopefully, as long as the others. Today is meant to be a bit more focused on a few updates that are smaller rather than big sort of stuff. So yeah, we can get right into it. I know that people were excited to discuss some of the changes that I made from Tuesday on the Dragons and go over a bit more stuff and the broader scope of the game as well. So first off, huge thank you to everyone who has run the demo, either for solo or played it with friends. It has been phenomenal to hear all your stories and all your love for the game, and the feedback has been immensely positive. And actually, it's been mainly positive. We've not, like in the Discord at least, I've not seen a single negative thing about the system. So I'm very happy to see that. You know, as much as I would want critical feedback, it is really nice to know that it functionally is working and people are enjoying themselves. So yeah, really good stuff there. Cool. Let's see then. So we'll switch over to my screen setup so you guys can see the book. This is currently version 0.3. Just for your notes. So version 0.3, significant changes. The dragons have been overhauled completely from last time. I have sort of scrapped a lot of it and rewritten it from the beginning. I've reworked how bonding works with dragons, so a lot of it has changed. Kin has now been added with the half kin rules as well. And then I've also updated a few of the ways that things are, what's the word, sort of balance changes here and there. So yeah, two big changes, dragons and kin. So we'll start with the first one as we'll go through the order of the book. Right, where are we? Okay, so Halfkin. Halfkin rules have officially been added in. So if I switch to single page and then go up. Right, so Halfkin. Some heroes are born of two heritages. Carrying the strength of one lineage and the spark of another, Halfkin embodies the meeting and cultures of bloodlines, standing between the worlds but forging their own. Halfkin creation is simple. It is as easy as I said. You choose a main parentkin and a secondary. The main parent will give you your core trait, your minor trait, size, appearance, speed, so the big things, and then your secondary parent will provide you with your major trait, and then you can obviously mix and match your sort of design. And then you'll decide, you know, rules-wise, if you'll suggest what the resemblance is going to be between them. I've got some examples there. You've got half kin, half human, half elf, half human, sorry. So you take a core trait and minor trait from the elf, and then one major trait from human. A half Drakari, half Inferni might take the wings trait and the wings core trait from the Drakari, a minor trait from the Drakari, their flight speed, their details on size, then take a major trait from the Inferni list, like, for example, I put there, Dealbreaker, sorry. So your cunning bargainer, you have boon on securing terms in a negotiation. It is very simple to build a halfkin. It doesn't take much. And this is some artwork of a half Drakari, half Runebark. So yeah, really cool stuff there for people who are excited about creating new kin. So the other thing I would like to show you is we've got some artwork of some halfkin. I don't know if people want to see it, but I can showcase some halfkin art if you wish. The art team has been immensely at work on this. They have designed some themselves. So yeah, if you want to see it, do let me know. Definitely want to see it. Yeah. Asking you guys, do you want to see artwork is almost like there's no point, because the answer is always going to be yes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so here you are. The sketch pages on some halfkin designs. There are some more that are in the works as well, but here is the rough idea that for what you can see. So yeah, you've got some halfkin that have been designed by the art team. So you've got, I'll do one page at a time so it's a bit clearer. So we have got here a dogkin and human halfkin, well, kin combination. So you've got, you can see there's some notes here as well. This is definitely, I've reduced the DPI down so that we can actually view it without it slowing down. But yeah, it sort of showcases human skull with the dog folk teeth. And then here we've got a featherborn Norborn. Yeah, so that is sort of what it looks like. That's the final style. This is the final style. There won't be any changes made to this. So yeah, it sort of showcases what you can expect. You know, like this is meant to be more of a, hey, here's what you might expect from a halfkin, rather than being a, these are the halfkin you can choose from. You can just make whatever you want. The game will allow you to do that. These are just more artistic interpretations of what that might look like. Yeah, I know, it's so cute, isn't it? Faye, no, it won't. I will say don't do that. It will get so complicated and way too complex. You will just be, if you want to do it, go for it, but the rules are not designed for that. It's up to you how you want to run it, but it's not, yeah. It's not going to be really easy to run. Right, so that's the first one. And then here's the second one. You know what? Have a guess what this combination is. Yeah, let's do that. You guys have a guess of what it is. Give it a guess. Fae something. I assume you mean Adafae. But Inferni Featherfolk. Not bad, not bad. I don't have the kin down well enough yet. Fair, fair. I mean, we've got the Guide to Batasian, which goes over them in a sort of broad scope. But this is a Adafae runebark. So you can see the amber sap is what has created the wings. And then you've got the Drakari arbor here. So you can see the horns from the Drakari, sort of the arbor, sorry, with the woodland style and then the fairy style wings, sort of mixing that nature with the dragon aspect of it. So yeah, that is the halfkin. It is a gorgeous set of artwork, I will say. It is beautiful, and I really love the way that the designs have come together on these ones especially. I like the field notes sketching style. It is definitely, yeah, Adafae. It's, that's the angelic one. That's that one. Cool. So yeah, I mean, it's come together really nicely. I have no real notes on that, so I'm really glad you guys like it. There is another page that is going to come with full of sketches as well. There's one more, which I'll showcase at a later date. So that is one of the big changes. The halfkin rules have now been added in. They're officially in there now. Really simple. Literally just pick a main pair and pick a secondary. Choose a core and minor from your main, and choose one major from your secondary. Gives you a nice balance because you're not getting every big thing from one of them. So yeah, nice. Okay, so yeah, these are the classes and subclasses. I won't go too much into detail with them. A few more things to change there, and then we can get to the dragons as well. Where are we? Where are we? Right. Okay, dragons. Cool, cool, cool. So, dragons have got their 5 stages. They've got hatchling, juvenile, mature, elder, and mythic, as I stated before. There are still 7 dragon families. Do not worry about any of that. a lot of the main dragon stuff has not changed. What has changed is how you run a dragon. So, building a dragon used to be a very complicated process. The old process would ask you to choose a dragon family, choose a dragon heart, you don't assign attributes, so you would answer some questions like prompts. You would then answer prompts for the heart as well. You then build 2 of your own perks for the heart and the family. You would then build other things as well, answer more prompts. It just kept adding on. The narrative layers were cool, but it doesn't work. You suddenly have too much to track. Then running it into combat, you would question, wait a second, so do I get anything from my character? Do I get anything from my dragon? How does my dragon run in combat? How many actions can my dragon do in combat? Why wouldn't I just use my dragon for everything in combat? There is just too many ifs, whats, issues that happen over the broad scope of dragons. The vow is no longer a thing. The vow has been cut. The Great Vow was really cool from a narrative perspective. It actually prevented a lot of people from running the game how they wished, because lore, if they wanted to run an Across, suddenly they couldn't do dragon combat. You could just session 0 it and go, oh yeah, we'll run it. But then you're going away from what the book says, and people don't like doing that. Rules as written is a very valid way to play. If I'm saying, oh, you don't have to do it, then what was the point in me writing it, So now the vow, or the ability to not run dragons, is the exception, not the rule. The rule is there are dragons combat, and it's all going to be quite easy to get a grip on. The exception is going to be just remove combat entirely and just run dragons normally. So we'll go over the steps so you guys can understand exactly how it works. So when crafting your dragon, step 1, you will choose a dragon family, and that will provide you with a core trait, a minor trait, and a major trait. If that sounds familiar to you, I have essentially used the kin system for dragons. It made sense. You can now just build a dragon, customize it, but you're not feeling so overwhelmed with the choices you have. You've done it before with your kin, you just do it again for your dragon. It allows you to have a different dragon than another player if you have the same family, without feeling like you're losing that expression, sort of creativity when building them. You absolutely can still create custom dragons if you want, but the rules are going to be there for people who don't want to do that and sit down for an hour coming up with their own designs. You can just pick from a list. Just makes it way easier. Familiarity inside the system is going to help you. Then you will assign attributes. Dragons will have 3 attributes rather than 6. Mind, body, and soul. Really simple. All of them start at 1. You then have 2 points to put wherever you want. Spread it across 2 of them. Put them all into one thing. Entirely up to you. Same rules as players apply. No single attribute can go up above 3 at level 1, but you can't do that because of the way that it's built. You also do not pick primary attribute for your dragon. They just have stats. You don't need to worry about that. You will use your own primary attribute when needed. Then, defining the pillars. Now, I know a lot of you had issues with this. A love, a fear, and an instinct. And I do see what you mean. It was really hard to put that down and go, right, design your dragon, answer these questions. Is this update 2nd edition or development history? I'm confused what you mean. I'm gonna just say update. There is no... 1st edition hasn't even been released, so this wouldn't be a 2nd edition. These are all changes. Yeah. Right, so you may pick from lists now instead of having to write down the answers to your prompts if you want. Players can still answer them themselves, but I know how it is when you're especially running a one-shot. You don't want players to sit there wondering what to do. So you now have a list of 6 on each. You just roll 1d6 on each of these. You can get, okay, so I'm going to roll, and suddenly I get 3. My dragon's love is flight in open skies. Their fear is abandonment, and their instinct is to uncover the truth. Done. Literally, a thing that was causing a lot of players problems now has been reduced down to a table, or answer questions as you wish. The examples are going to help you along with that. That's what these are. Essentially examples and a choosable list. So yeah, done. No, nothing's been released yet. The game won't be officially done until next year, Q3 of next year. So don't worry about that. It's way faster to build a dragon now. So, I hear you ask, but what does this mean about dragon combat? They have stats now. They have details on their kin abilities. What does that mean for combat? How are you going to balance dragons in combat? I would just use my dragon to do every attack. Aha, you can't, because it's the same problem that everyone has with spells and martial abilities. How do you balance something that is fairly powerful and people want to keep using? Give it a meter. Give it a resource that depletes the more you do it. People liked the bond aspect of it. They enjoyed marking something and having something gained when they successfully bond with their dragon. That's great. The problem was, dragons started being tied to the character, and it was actually asymmetrical. You would level up, but if your bond wasn't high enough, your dragon wouldn't evolve. So you were essentially moving forward, but sometimes your dragon was stuck. But the opposite also happened. Your dragon would suddenly evolve, because you were doing so many things narratively, but you were stuck at a certain level. The disparity between dragon and player was horrifying. I hated it. I tried it out, I did not like it, it didn't feel right, so I scrapped it entirely. Now there are bond points, or BP. They are essentially grit or mana, but for dragons. You and your dragon are bound together by soul, so they share your wound track, meaning if you take damage, your dragon will take damage. If you die, your dragon needs to get another rider, or can now bond to another rider. Obviously, your dragon can't die because of the way... They can obviously narratively die, but because of the way that the bond works, it sort of balances it out a bit. Dragons are free to find another rider if your character dies. They're not going to like it, but they get released from the bond. So, bond points. You will start your journey from level 1. If you have it as an egg, then don't worry about this, but hatchling, you will have 3 BP. Every single dragon will have 3 BP. You will gain 1 BP at a short rest, or if you do something meaningful, wash your dragon, feed it some food, take care of it, do some narrative moments with it that are nice. Long rest, they will recharge to max. Now, it says long rest. I am still toying with the idea of calling it a downtime or long rest. So I'm just interchanging terms at the minute until I figured out which one I prefer. So this was technically downtime. At downtime, your BP refreshes to full. Fine. BP does not go up in combat the same way that grit and mana does, because my god, that would be broken, and suddenly your dragon can do a lot of things. It limits how often your dragon can act by having its most powerful abilities tied to this specific thing. So, level 1, level 2, level 4, level 6, and level 10, your dragon will evolve. The reason for this is tying your dragon to your level suddenly means you have more control over when it evolves. But also the story has more control over it as well. It now means that you can do more with your dragon as you level up and in the story. You don't have to worry about what if, I don't know, as a herald, the most scariest thing is a player who just wants to bond with their dragon, keeps going, suddenly they're mythic at level 5 because they've done a good job, you know. They feel rewarded for bonding with their dragon. That's fine. It starts becoming really broken. So, at level 1, your dragon is a hatchling. When you reach level 2, your dragon will gain 1 minor trait because it becomes a juvenile. At level 4, it becomes mature, gains another major trait. Elder at level 6 gains another minor and major trait. And at mythic, it will gain a capstone trait. I am still writing what these traits are, but it's still in flux. I haven't decided if I want to give all of them a capstone trait, or maybe I'm just make it a simple thing that you can do, but yeah. Every stage, you'll get 2 attribute points to use. Okay? At every level, so player level, you'll increase your dragon's BP by +2. So, for example, level 1, you're at 3 BP. Level 2, your dragon evolves, and you increase to 5 BP. Level 3, your dragon is still a juvenile, but you then add another 2 BP to its max. Trust me when I say that it will be clearer as you do this more often. Right now, because it's changed, probably feels like it, but basically, increase your grit, increase your mana, increase your bond. It's really simple when you think about it like that. You just basically up all your resources by 2 at every level. That's easy. So, that's a big change for dragons. They no longer have bond, they no longer have discord. All of that is really gone. The character sheet has been completely redone from scratch. I've basically stripped it down and done it again. But yeah, are you going to get another updated demo? Are these updates going to wait for the playtesting? I'm not going to update the demo right now. I shouldn't have released the demo until I had finalized all this. I'm going to be completely honest, but I didn't expect myself to update these, if I'm to be honest with you. I thought that I would leave them as it is, but I tried to play again and then realized that there were issues, so I just scrapped them. I will release an updated demo, just not right now. Don't expect it like this week or anything. It will be ready when it's ready. I would say wait for the playtest. Cool. Quick question. When making a dragon, do you put all attributes to 1, add 2 attribute points, and then add 2 more when it hatches / No. So, hatching does not add any... Like, if you notice here, hatchling is only a level 1 thing. You can't increase its stats when it's hatched, because hatching technically doesn't evolve a stage. Hatchling is a stage, the same as egg, essentially. So you'll have 3 stats. They're all at 1. You have 2 points to put wherever you want, and that's it until you get to juvenile. So yeah. But yeah, cool. So attacking and defending, I'm not going to go through detail with any of this because but I've changed the way that certain things work. Like the breath weapon now has the ability, like spells, for you to decide how it looks. So you could have your dragon fire in a line, fire in a cone, or fire in a sphere. You cannot change the size of these things like spells. That's not a thing because it just doesn't make sense for that to happen. Like, how is it going to control how it, you know? But, I mean, magic, you could. It just added too much. Suddenly you were having something else to track, blah, blah, blah. You just pick from this list. You go, right, I want to deliver it as a cone. I want to deliver it as a line. I want to deliver it as a sphere. Really easy. Just mark in where you're doing it. You roll your dragon's soul plus primary attribute. Count successes. The effect goes off. And then you'll recharge your breath weapon. You can only use it equal to half your soul, rounded up. And then they recharge in a short rest. So, yeah. Really easy stuff there. And then we've got the the dragon families. So, we'll start simple, because I think that going through all of them is going to take a long time. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, where you're going to sort of like be confused. But yeah, I presume if a dragon bonds with a new rider, let's say it was a mature dragon but it bonded with a level 3 character, would it just be mature but the BP would be the level 3 limit? Yeah, the BP would be the level 3 limit. Players are free to bond with a creature that is bigger and better than them, but the amount of stuff that's why bond is tied to the player, not the dragon. It's why it is affected by your level, not by the dragon stage. So that is a clear distinction between you. So you could get a mythic dragon. It ain't going to be able to do a lot of things, though, because it needs your bond to be able to do things. Obviously, wild dragons can do whatever they want. That is what it is. But by bonding with it, you're limiting the factor of how much you can do. So, I want to do something today. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will say we have got 8 dragons here. I will quickly... Got 8 dragon families. So we'll see what happens here. So 5. So I'm gonna roll that again, just in case. 3. Okay, so Astral, Aura, Mirror Dragons. So I will be building a Mirror Dragon today, so I can show you how the game functions and how you would build a dragon as an example. So we will just quickly switch over to the single page and then do enable scrolling. No, we don't want that. We want fit by height. There we go. We'll go back to the building dragon example. So step 1, choose a dragon family. I'll be doing mirror dragon. So we will write down its traits. So we'll go back to mirror and I would like its traits here. So it is going to be small. It has a speed of 6 and a flight of 4. So I need to write these down. So I'll give it a name as well, actually. I'll just pick from this list. I'll do Arix. That sounds good to me. Arix, and then it's, you know, zoom in here so you guys can see it. Arix, its family is Mirror Dragon. I am level 1, and its stage is Hatchling. Oh, I need to sort out this character sheet a bit, because it is not very high DPI at all. Probably a problem with the way that it is doing its thing, but we'll see. That's better. That's way better. Okay. Arix is a Storm Dragon. Level is 1. Stage is Hatchling. Cool. So then I have 1, 1, 1. But we'll quickly just look at its details. So it has a speed of 4 and a flight of 6. I haven't added it in just because I didn't want to give more space, but then it does make sense. For now, I'm just going to pop it. Oh, that is not what I expected at all. Oh, God. Okay. Flight. Yeah. Flight is 4 squares. Warp is 6 squares. Cool. You put Storm, but it's because Storm's my favorite. Come on. Storm's my favorite. I thought no one was going to notice. I was just going to do it. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Cool. So, I've got that, and its natural armor is 1. So, we will note earlier that the way to calculate your dragon's armor score, or defense points, is by doing armor plus the dragon's body. So, the defense is natural 1, and I'm going to put my 2 points in. I'm going to put 1 point in body, and then 1 point in mind, I think. Then it'll be 1 plus 2, which is 3. So that'll be 3, that'll be 3. Good lord, I need to update that. That is horrifying. That's fine. And then my bond will be at 3. Cool, cool, cool. That is sorted. Nice. Okay, so that's that. And then we'll go to, quickly, second step. I've assigned attributes, so I need to pick a minor trait and a major trait quickly. So we'll do that now. You are right, I do like flicking back and forth through pages, but yeah. Minor traits. We'll pick one of these. I'll pick Blur, which is Ride against Boon on shadow checks if mounted. So I wonder if it can just do it. I do hate yeah, see, this is what I hate about Adobe. It doesn't let you do paste without. So I'm gonna have to write it out. Blur. Oh, Blur. Shadow checks have Boon when riding. Cool. And then we'll pick my, oh yeah, Dragon bends light. Gain a boon when making checks to evade detection or pursuit. What's that called? Light bend. Light bend. Gain boon on checks when evading or dodging. Pursuit. I need to update this because there is no way I spelled pursuit or boon wrong, but it's fine. And then a major trait, I am going to pick Prismatic Burst, 2 BP, 1 AP. All enemies in 3 squares are dazed 1. So what was it called? Prismatic Burst. Okay. Prismatic Burst. 3 BP, 1 AP. All enemies in 3 squares are blinded. Oh no, it's dazed, isn't it? Dazed 1. Just double check. Suffer dazed 1. Perfect. Cool. Right, so that's that. Pick the name. I've done the stuff here. Attacks. I mean, I could write them in, but again, I just can't be bothered with the with this sort of thing, because just copy and pasting is gonna do my head in. This is not that kind of character creation process. Character cards will not include dragons. Okay. Cool. So that's that. Just quickly do that. Right, let's get back to this. Step 2, done. I've added the perks in, and I've added the primary attribute, well, the attribute scores. Define its pillars. So it's love, fear, and instinct. Let's roll on the table for this. It's love, and I will roll 1d6. 6. 6. 3. Nice. Okay. So 6, 6, 3. 6 is protecting the weak, darkness, dominate. Alright. So we'll quickly do that. Its love is... Sorry, protecting the weak. It loves to protect the weak. Protecting the weak. Its fear is darkness. And its instinct is domination. That is a really interesting dragon, if I am going to be completely honest with you. It is quite interesting as a concept, you know. A dragon that wants to protect people, is scared of the dark, but also wants to dominate. It's quite fun. I think it's sounding very interesting as a dragon. I want to write a bit more detail on his personality. I'm going to say that Arix is frightened of the dark from a young age. Seems to stem from a need to be dominant in all areas, but cannot dominate something it does not understand. Name him. He does not understand. He loves protecting people, and even went to stop poachers from entering a forest. But it all fell apart when nightfall came and he was overrun. Cool. So that's sort of some details I wrote for the personality. And then I've got its details there for flight and speed. And then we'll look at quickly what the final step is, which is bond points, which I've done. That's it. That's a dragon fully built. You've got the name, you've got the family, the stage, its attributes, you've got the perks, you've got the love, fear, and instinct. You then have the personality details that you can write as you wish. And then obviously you can add in the extra bits that I've missed out, like the actions that it has in combat. So bite, claw slash, and refraction breath. I am going to pretend I've copied them in, you know. But yeah, that's how you build a dragon. Really easy, really simple now. It's really cleaned up, I'll be completely honest. I was really worried about it for a long time, but I think this is a really nice way for this system to function on that side of things. So yeah, that's dragons. Very heavily simplified. So I'm quickly going to show you what happens when I level up. So, level 2. It is now a juvenile. I gain +2 on my bond. So I will just mark that up. I then get, it's now evolved its stage. So I get another 2 points to use. I'm going to put 1 in body. So we'll put 1 there. And I'll put 1 in soul as well. Since the body's gone up, its defense slots will also go up. that. And then I believe, if I remember correctly, I get another perk when it levels up. Just double check that detail there. I get 1 minor trait. Perfect. So I will pick its minor trait, and I would like, I don't know. Oh, this one's quite good. Reflected form. I may create harmless illusionary doubles of my dragon for 1 scene. So I can get 1 double of my dragon. So let's just say, what is it called again? Reflected form. Okay. Reflected form. Create a double of my dragon for 1 scene. Done. So that's it. That's how you level up, right? That's really easy. Now, let's say I've reached level 3. Woohoo! The only thing that goes up when I've reached a level that isn't covered by the stage is bond points go up. So it goes up by 2. It's now at 7. Like, I don't know. I'm really happy that it's so easy. Like, we have just done this. And it's quite a well built out dragon. Now, these instincts may change with time. You do not have to keep them as they are. That's a narrative thing. Do not worry about that. These things have costs. So, for example, in combat, I might go, right, I'm going to use Prismatic Burst. And I'll say, right, I'm going to spend 3 of my BP and 1 action. Dragons use your action list. So, action point system. They do not have their own action pool. You have to use actions to use your dragon. 2 areas of limitation mean your dragon is not going to dominate. This is not a game about running a dragon. This is a game about you having a dragon. It's a very clear distinction. And I think that's where I was struggling. Dragons are really important in a lot of media, but there is a reason that games like other TTRPGs don't do big creatures, because it is hard. Players will want to just run the dragon. So, yeah. Nice. Okay, perfect. That is dragons. That is the kin. That is some detail on that. Right, a lot of you have asked for the character sheets to be fixed, to be, what's the word? Pages rather than double spreads. I have updated it now. You now have a 4-page character sheet, 1 for your character, 1 for notes, 1 for your dragon, and then another 1 for notes as well. I have changed it so everything is now form fillable. I've done that. I know some of you did it yourselves, but I've updated it so that you can just use the form fillable one that I've made. Nothing is broken now, so you can fill that out and suddenly it doesn't fill something else out on another page. But yeah, that is now done. That is now finished. It functions exactly as needed, so you can mark your specific sections and everything is hunky-dory. I know there is still some stuff like narrative token there. I am aiming to delete that. I just need to decide if it is the way I want to go. But action points, I've gotten rid of the little things that you would tick up. People didn't like it. They prefer to just write in what they have. So you can just type in, I have 5 actions this turn. Okay, I have reached the end of my turn, and suddenly it's halved. And then I gain 4. Halve rounded up, 3 plus 4. I have 7 at the start of my next turn. Yeah, it's a lot easier now to run. So I'm hoping people enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, this was a really good stream. I think I'm going to cut it short because there's not really much else to cover unless people have any major questions about the dragon changes. So I will open the floor to questions if you have them. Oh, if you have questions about kin as well, please feel free to ask. Happy to answer them as well. I hear people furiously typing away. Cool. So I'll say if I don't get any questions in the next minute or so, I will end it here. These character sheets will be added to the demo and the drive-through RPG. So if you have the demo, you'll receive maybe an update that just says new files added. It will be the updated character sheets. So yeah, I genuinely believe this has been a really good update for the dragons. I really didn't want to make them stat blocks. I tried really hard not to, but I'm going to be completely honest. I think holding myself to that, these would not be as fun as they are now. Yeah, it's something that I need to make sure that works for broader tables, because it's easy to take stuff away when you have information. It's really hard to add it in at a table when you don't have enough to work with. So I know that a lot of people were excited by the change of the idea of the Vow, the Great Vow being a big story point. Oh, dragons can't attack anymore since they turn on each other. Very cool. Caused too many problems for many tables. Didn't work the way that I wanted, so I had to make that change in order to make the game function. Are the kin the same on the new demo, or has things changed? Yes, they are the same. There is no changes to the kin or anything like that. The only thing that's changed is that they have perks that you now have more selections of them, but also your character classes have changed completely. So I'm going to say if you've not done the demo, use this one. If you have done the demo, go back and remake your character using the demo. There's a lot that's changed. Old characters no longer valid in this system. Cool. Things seem much more streamlined and character creation much less overwhelming. That's what I'm hoping for. I will say I will aim to update the demo as soon as I can. I can't make promises because there's a lot for me to do. It's really hard for me to decide when it was like what I'm going to prioritize. Do I prioritize finishing off the book? Do I prioritize updating the demo? You know, like there's a lot that I have to work on. Like I'm not even anywhere near done. I've got to finish. I finished all the dragons, so they've all been updated with the new sort of like perk and attack system. But the stuff that hasn't changed is I've not updated the gameplay example here, so it still says stuff like make a bond tick so she has 4 out of 6. Like I've not updated that yet. And then I need to go through and make sure that the lore lines up to anything that I've already written. I need to get rid of any references to the Great Vow. I need to make sure that the section on the multiverse is updated as well. Then the regions are all clear, and then every single one of these monsters needs to be updated to the new system. There's not going to be loads because this is not a monster book. I'm going to give you a handful and then let you work with that. But I definitely think it's better for me to prioritize the book, because it means that the changes I make are focused in one area and not across the entire thing. But as I say, the changes that we have are substantial enough. Obviously some new artwork that you've not seen before. So we've got some armored dragons now. I am going to be adding lists of armor so that you can purchase armor to make your dragon stronger. So for example, you can get an armor that will increase your dragon's defense slots, but you could also get gauntlets, and like for the example on this one, you can get claws that make its damage higher, like stuff like that. It'll be really nice to get that out of the way and get all that filled out. But dragons as a concept are now the best they've ever been, in my opinion. Obviously there is a lot of you know, they might not be the best, but I am very confident in my ability to write this. So yeah, the book is getting there. I'm not going to say it's done by any means. I would argue... Well, I mean, how many pages do I have to do? I'm going to do it on page count rather than anything else. So I need to finish, rewrite this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I need to do 14. Let's say then I need to add in another 2 pages for dragon armor. So 16. Divide that by 2. 16 divided by 2, 5, 9, which is going to be roughly the final page count. Yeah, 14 divided by 259. Yeah, so 259. Yeah, times that by 100 and minus that from 100. Cool. I'd say the book is currently 94.5% done. 94.6. So we're getting there. I am working as fast as I can, but I have got other things I need to do. You know, I've got other projects that need a focus on as well, and just making sure that everything is really nice and clean. I would say that would only be the first pass on everything. I would need to give everything a secondary pass and then a third, just to make sure that I've covered everything off correctly. You know, like, for example, do the time units work correctly? Like, is a round clear? Is a minute very easy for you to understand? Like, stuff like that. But, yeah. Yeah. The core rulebook only. None of this would count the solo or the Herald's Guide. I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't even gone into that much detail on those two, just because I've not had the time to do that. But, you know, the parts are basically done now. I need to add in artwork for each of them, so they got some. But, yeah, the basic systems are in place now. Way better than they were. Obviously, backgrounds are now called careers, so the character sheet has been updated to say that. They now say career. But, yeah, I might release this character sheet when I've done the changes to what's it called? The demo, because there is some stuff in there that needs to be updated so that you guys have everything you need. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, overall though, changes to the kin and half kin system, I think people are going to love this, if I'm to be completely honest with you. I think people have been really excited for the kin for a while, so being able to say, hey, you can now create half kin, they're going to really enjoy that. All the kin have been updated with core perks, minor perks, and major perks. I've updated the character creation system, so it's really simple to go through. It still works on a 5-step process, which is really nice. And then obviously the rules have been updated so that the shadow die now no longer adds shadow points or shadow marks, and everything's been really clean. Yeah, I'm really excited to get this done. There's a lot of areas that I still want to work on, try and clean up, you know, make sure that, yeah, it might be true, you know. Someone mentioned this to me the other day when I was looking through the book. Almost every single page of Drakonym has artwork on it. At least every single spread has some sort of artwork. No, I wouldn't say every single spread. I would argue 90% plus of spreads have artwork on them. Yeah, have some sort of artwork. More than 90. 95 maybe? It's definitely a lot. Really high, but yeah. Cool. I will leave it there. We're close to an hour anyway, so I think it's a good place to stop. But thank you all for coming. Thank you all for asking your questions. I really hope you liked that little demo of how to create a dragon. I think it was really interesting, but really quick. I'm going to have to look back to see how quick it was. Actually, should we speed run a dragon build quickly, just to show how simple it could be? Like, I'll clean out this list here, so that it's really easy to do. And I'll just say building, not writing it in, because obviously writing can take time for different people. And I don't want to put that into the measure of how long something can take. But we'll just do the basic stuff of choosing the what's it called? Like family, stage, attributes, etc. So we'll just quickly go through that. Okay. Cool. So, let's build a dragon. We'll go through step by step. I want to build a storm dragon. So, that's that done. I'm going to name him, I don't know, Tharix. It's really easy. I'm level 1. It's going to be a hatchling. I get 2 points to add. I'm going to put it into soul, and I'm going to put 1 into body as well. Its defense slots are, what's it called? It's, what is it? It's natural armor. I believe it's got 1. Yeah, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3. I get 3 bond points. I will then pick its attacks. So it's got Stinger, Claw, Fury, and Thunder Breath. So we'll just put Stinger, Claw, Fury, Thunder Breath. And then we'll pick its perks. So I would like Lightning Reflexes, I want Tail Venom, and Thunderclap. Lightning, oh, whoops. Lightning Reflexes, Venom, Sting, and Thunderclap. And then we'll then say I want the Love Instinct thing, so we'll do that quickly. We'll go up and then we'll roll on the table to get those answers. So 3d6, so let's do that quickly. Roll on these. 4, 5, and 1. 4 is Warmth and Flight, losing control to protect. Warmth, control, protect. Warmth, control, and protect. Warmth, losing control, protecting. And then we'll say that he loves belly rubs near an open fire, but sometimes I can see a spark in him. He wants to protect, but doesn't know his own strength and can let go, hurting others by accident. And that is a fully built dragon. Really quick. So yeah. Cool. Perfect. I will say it's impossible to get it so you don't have to flip. It's just not going to happen. Like, the basic idea is that the dragon families are separate to the other choices. There is no, there's no way to make them on the same page. I'm just going to say that now. The quick summary is there already. I don't think there's any way to make it not flippable. Easy thing though is that you can print out a quick guide for players so they can have one at their table while they're flipping through, so you're not having to worry about it. But yeah, cool. That is done. I'd say it was, I don't know how long it was actually. I need to time this out. But it was really cool to go through that with everyone. I hope everyone had a good time. I know I did. Loved building a dragon. Loved discussing the Halfkin. And I really hope that you guys will be here on Tuesday for the next stream. I will say I'm not going to promise that every stream will be Drakonym. There is a few other games that need a bit of love. Ashes is one of them. It needs a quick idea on how it works. So yeah, like the bookmark I suggested. I'm confused what you mean. There are already bookmarks in the book, so you can just click a bookmark and it'll take you to the page. But it's really easy to flip back and forth once you've got those. I just think that at a table, you will be able to do this a lot faster. PDFs are notorious for being difficult to flick through if you need it. I love it when a page, I can just add a tab and then flick to the page as I need it. But it is what it is. This is an age-old problem that games have had when you have to have multiple sources of information. But it is, again, it's fine. So, that is that done. I will leave you all to it. I will end it there. We will have a conversation on Discord if you're there. If you haven't, please use the exclamation point Discord command to get a link. But I'm assuming everyone here is in the Discord. I'm really keen to see what you guys think when the Dragon update releases. I'm really happy with the way that everything is. But yeah, it's really nice. It feels really good. Like, making that dragon was not overwhelming at all. I did it. I think it was really quick. So I'm going to put in the Discord after this how long it took me to build that dragon. So we'll see how long that took. But thank you all. And I really appreciate all your time spent doing this. And yeah, really excited. Cool. I will leave you all to it. Thank you all for a fantastic stream once again. And I will catch up with you all very soon. I thank you. And I will leave you. Goodbye.